next up we have Dr. Selena Fludd. How are you, Dr. Fludd? We can't hear you.
Doing well. How are you?
Yes, Dr. Fludd, thank you so much. I know that you have to run it. I was looking at this time because
No, you're fine. You're fine.
because I know that you have some other things in terms of another student that you will be seeing in a little bit. So I will be looking at this time because you told me about it. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. This is who I contact you all when I need to find out information, the education specialist. Yes, I want before I see that Soaring Eagles has support here. And they said awesome information. Parents need to get more involved in helping their children during school session and summer break. Yes, I agree, Pastor Sylvia, Mama Sylvia. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And all right, Dr. Fludd, I have an array of questions for you. So, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your experience, and what is it that you do?
All right. So I was just trying to calculate how many years I've been in education. So I think I've been a little over 20 now. Wow, I cannot believe that.
Wow.
I graduated in undergrad with a degree in teaching in 2002. Went on to grad school after that, and then got my doctorate as well in education. So I've been around the block a little bit. I have taught an array of grades, subjects from kindergarten all the way even to college level.
I know.
And I'm definitely very familiar with summer slide. And so even now, as I'm in my current role of consulting as a homeschool mom, parent in my business, it is just and really post-pandemic, just the whole array of what's happening in the field of education. So
that is a whole discussion that we talked about that we are going to have for our parents, because the psychologist that was on last week, that was one of the things that she said in our discussion, that where our children are still at post-pandemic. So I definitely agree with you there. And so you all, thank you. Hey, Mommy, Lou's on there. She says, great. All right. And so I want to jump right in. You said summer slide. Now we want, since the other guests were talking more about their formal programs, what if a parent cannot, for whatever reason, are not able to send their child to a formal structured camp, tutoring, for whatever reason? What are some of the things that they can do during the day with their, and we're looking at, I don't know if that's different for kindergarten through fifth, but when you look at that as a whole, what are some practical things that parents can do?
All right, great question. So I am definitely all about learning, as you all mentioned, beyond the classroom, right? So we have to continue learning beyond the classroom and year round. And right now I'm currently homeschooling my 4 children. And so they're like, Mom, are we going to have a summer break? No, we're not. No, absolutely not. No.
And for the years that I've known you, it has been that way for years. And your children are like 2 or 3 grades ahead.
Yes, we do not break for the summer. No, even as a homeschool family, we do not break for summer break. No, we don't. We will take the weekends off, and when we have a holiday, yes, but we're not taking 8 weeks off. Why? So even at home, I am so it's so important to continue learning even at home. So there's so many things you can do, and I break it down to just 3 basic ideas. Books, boxes, and bundles. Okay.
All right.
I mean
books, boxes, and bundles.
And bundles. Yeah.
You heard that? Books, boxes.
3B.
Okay. Yeah. Explain. This is what information that you give to parents. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And what I even do even in my own home with my own children. But yes, books are so important, right? And so I feel like our children, like as the ladies mentioned earlier, LaQuisha and the other women, reading, right? That reading and writing goes hand in hand. So our children have got to read every day. Every day they've got to read. So go to the library. The library is free, and we are regular to the library. regulars that go check out those books. And they have a summer reading program, so you can go there for free and get awards and prizes just for reading. But not even that, you learn so much by reading, right? Our children learn a lot by reading. Not even just reading books, but there's also workbooks. So go to Dollar Tree, right? It doesn't have to be very expensive, nothing very pricey. Go to Dollar Tree or even Target or even Amazon has really inexpensive workbooks, right? So during the summer, grab a couple of workbooks, let your child do, each subject, one subject per day, do a reading assignment, do a writing assignment, do a math assignment.
And I've seen those workbooks all over, like in every place I go. If I'm going in Dollar General, so you're saying even those little workbooks that we see all over the place.
Yes.
Because sometimes they will have like the grade level on that. Just pick it up, and let your child do that. And even that's being done will actually help maintain their learning.
Oh, yes, definitely. And there's actually a particular workbook that's labeled just for summer slide. It's called Summer Bridge Activities. And it is a workbook that actually crosses over between grade levels. There's one for like 3rd to 4th and 4th to 5th. And so that workbook is specifically made for summer slide. So go grab that workbook, parents, and just let your child complete just one lesson per day. And each little bit adds up, right? Even audiobooks. Your kids listen to language, yes, audiobooks. So when you think of summer and doing things at home, think of books. It's my first B. Books, okay?
Right. Wow. I didn't think about that, the audiobooks, because even as a teacher, that was one of our center areas, listening to reading.
Listen to reading. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. And then as LaQuisha mentioned, our children are having that difficulty, right, with reading and writing. But if they hear correct grammar, right, correct structure of sentences, they will begin to apply that in their own learning. So yes, audiobooks, workbooks, summer bridge activities, go to the library. Books was my first B is books. Okay. Second B, what you can do at home is boxes. What I mean by that, there are activity boxes you can order. Some people call them subscription boxes, but you can order these activity as our young lady, second lady, she mentioned her STEAM camp, right? You can order STEAM activity boxes for your house.
Now, is that something that's I guess costly?
So it doesn't have to be costly. The price can range anywhere from about 15, 20 per box on up to about 30 or 40 bucks.
Really?
So no, not that expensive, not at all.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
I thought you were going to say 50 to 100. That's
no. They're about 15, 20 bucks, about 30 or 40 bucks.
So I see everyone saying great. Mary Pickney said great idea.
Yes.
So said great information. Great information, Dr. Fludd. 3 B's. Okay.
Yes.
Boxes. Bundles. If you all think this is great information, put in the comments great info, because this is good. So I didn't know. Okay, we will get that information from you because I'm interested. Now, what grade levels does that go to, those boxes?
So the boxes activity boxes can be from anywhere from like 3-year-olds, like preschool level, on up to middle and high school. There are boxes for all levels, all interest. You can have an art box or a STEAM box or a career box. You'll mention STEAM careers. You can have interest boxes for any grade level and any interest level. So they are wonderful. Just order a box. It comes to your door, shipped to your door. So right at your house, your child can work on that box and do those activities, and they're learning right at home, right?
Wow.
Yep.
Well, these are extracurriculum things, but they're still learning. Is that correct?
Still learning. Oh yeah, still learning. A lot of them are STEAM related. So they could be a science box, right? Or a technology box, engineering, art, and mathematics. But usually it's a STEAM related activity.
Okay. Thank you. All right, in bundles.
Yep. And then a few more boxes. If you don't want to order, some people, may not want to order an additional thing for them. You can just go to the same stores, Dollar General, right, Walmart, and you can just get a box of Legos. You would not believe how much children can learn from Legos, right? A box of Legos, even a box of Play-Doh for our little babies, right? The kindergarten, your preschool first. Play-Doh kept my kids busy for hours right at home, and they're learning, right? Those fine motor, gross motor, they're learning all those skills, right? Even using Play-Doh, making things, creations, being creative, right? Thinking outside the box. So there's so many boxes of things you can buy. Legos, Play-Doh, puzzles. Oh my goodness. And puzzles are for all grade levels, all ages.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and I was thinking that those are some of the things that are, because our teachers are so heavily focused on that curriculum that our children may not get to do all the time. So summertime is definitely a great time to expand their learning with the things that they don't get to do all the time. So I like that. I like
hands-on activities. And last thing is bundles, right? So what I mean by bundles, I always tell my kids, right, before you do anything else, right, before you look at the screen or try to do any other extra activity, you need to do 3 things per day. Besides obviously getting up and praying, but after you pray, you need to do 3 things, right? Read something, write something, solve something. Okay. And by solve, I mean math, or even, solve a problem, figure something out in something engineering or STEAM related. But read something, write something, solve something every day. And that can be done right at home. So you can read a book, you can read a comic strip, you can read a magazine, just read something, right? Read something. Writing, you can write in a journal, just write about your day, right? What did we do today? What did we do if you took a trip? What did you do on your trip? What's your favorite thing on your trip, right? You can write a story about maybe a Maple Leaf story, what you want to do one day, a trip you want to take, right? You can make a card for someone, right? So writing takes many forms, but you need to read, write, and then solve something, right?
Now, do they choose? We allow them to choose?
You let them choose, or you can let them choose one, then you choose one. So however it works out for you to make it easier for you. Yes, like you said, for parents, for grandparents, make it easy for you, but let them do those 3 things every day. Read, write, solve.
I love that. You answered all my questions in one. I had the question of what if there was a parent? No, really, you did. What if I had a few scenarios talking about if there was a parent that was working from home on a phone job and they needed to save money to keep their child at home. What would you say them to have their children do? Would that answer? You're talking about the read, write, solve. We're talking about the
activity boxes. Yep. Yes.
Boxes. So that answered that question. I had a question here that said, I'm an entrepreneur, but I do a lot of field work and I'm in my car driving a lot. My child has to come with me. What can we do to prevent the summer slide there? The same
thing. Take those books, those workbooks, audiobooks. You in the car, we taking work, right? We taking stuff in the car. Oh yeah.
Like read, write, solve, like that's something that can be on the road. This is really good.
For sure.
This was, I learned something. This is really good. We're going to bring all of our guests